మేడం గారు డాక్టర్ పవార్ జేటీకే బోర్డ్ స్టడీస్ మొదలైనట్టుంది. ఆయన కంబైన్డ్ బోర్డ్ స్టడీస్ అడ్రస్ చేస్తాడేమో అక్కడ జేఎన్టీయు యూజీ. ప్రసాదరావు అడ్రస్ చేస్తాడేమో.
Principal sir.
Please go ahead, madam.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are clearly audible.
Okay, sir. 2 minutes, sir. Registrar sir will be joining us.
Once your address is over, madam, Dr. Pawar.
Master.
Once your address is over, I will complete my job and go to the other program.
Sure, sir. Sure.
మీదే 10:30 మధ్యలో సంతకం పెడతాను. Good morning, Professor Lalita Bhaskari.
Sir, namaste sir. Good morning. Namaste.
Good morning. We are very happy to see you as speaker today morning.
Sir, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. In fact, you and your organizing committee.
We want to have an interaction with different categories of people. So under that category, you are under IQAC. Quality, because we are also dealing with quality in pharma analytical techniques.
But here I'll be discussing with security issues in pharma, sir, and IoT.
That is also important.
Yeah. So most probably, hopefully, attendance, the audience will get some inputs or insights.
You are welcome.
Good morning, madam.
Sir, namaste. Good morning. So nice to see you. I'm just online. Whole world. We are only just 100 feet away, but virtually we are all meeting. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
రిజిస్టర్ గారు ఏమైనా క్లాస్లో ఉన్నారమ్మా? రిజిస్టర్ గారు క్లాస్లో ఉన్నారా, ఖాళీగా ఉన్నారా?
సార్ జాయిన్ అవుతానని చెప్పారు సార్, అందుకే కాల్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఒక 2-3 minutes సార్.
టీ ఏమైనా ఇచ్చారమ్మా? కాఫీ కానీ టీ కానీ ఉన్నాయా? చోటు పంపించండి. ఏమన్నా
సార్ ఒక 5 minutes లో జాయిన్ అవుతారన్నారు సార్.
ఓకే
మేడం, కెన్ యూ హియర్ మీ మ్యామ్?
అమ్మాయి పేరు ఏంటి? రంజిత వాళ్ళ ఫాదర్ వస్తున్నారు. అక్కడ 11:30 రమ్మని చెప్పారు. అక్కడ వచ్చిన
మ్యామ్, కెన్ యూ హియర్ మీ మ్యామ్?
ఈ అమ్మాయి 5 minutes అంటారు. 5 minutes లో జాయిన్ అవుతాన్నారా? ఏం లేదు, వీళ్ళు మాట్లాడగానే నేను మాట్లాడతాను. లేదు, నా తర్వాత ఆయన మేడం పేరు తెలుసు. స్పీకర్ లలితా భాస్కర్ ఒకటే స్పీకర్. ఒక్కడే స్టేబుల్.
Is everything ready from technical side?
Yes, ma'am. Everything ready.
ఒక 5 minutes అన్నారు సార్ మాస్టారు. Very good morning to all of you. We'll be starting our webinar in 5 minutes. Hello, Pratap sir. How are you? Did you hear me, Pratap sir? Technical team, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
We'll be starting our webinar shortly in 5 minutes. Please. Good morning, sir. Sir, you are in mute.
Good morning, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, let me check with the principal. Just sir left. I think he has some technical issue. 2 minutes, please.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste. Nice to see
Honor.
you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good morning, Marshal.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Principal, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Very good morning to everyone. It is a moment of great privilege and honor for me to extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries. I, Dr. A. Krishnamanjari Pawar, convener, IPAT 2021-2022, feel very happy to invite all today's session, which were planned to remember and honor the contributions of the eminent teachers of our pharmacy world, Andhra University, by these series of webinars. I would like to convey my thanks to Professor PVGD Prasad Reddy sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Andhra University, a visionary leader and great inspirer. I would like to thank our Honorable Rector, Andhra University, Professor K. Samatha Madam, for her encouragement and support. I am extremely happy to welcome our today's guests of honor, Professor V. Krishnamohan sir, Registrar, Andhra University. We are very glad and fortunate to have you with us, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It's my pleasure to invite Professor Shobhasri Madam, Member, Executive Council, Andhra University, Director, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Studies, Andhra University, to this webinar. We are happy to have you, Madam, with us today. Now, I would like to invite the President of IPAT Webinar Series, Professor Y. Rajendra Prasad Sir, Principal, AU College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Andhra University. Thank you so much, sir, for your continuous encouragement in conducting these kinds of webinars from our college. It's my proud privilege to invite today's speaker, Professor D. Lalita Bhaskari Madam, Professor and Coordinator IQAC and ISO AUQE Autonomous, Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. I invite faculty of AU College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, faculty from private colleges, government institutions from AP and other states. I also invite postdoctoral fellows, research scholars, and all the delegates who are with us for this webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first kind of webinar in series in the history of AU College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. There are two main purposes to conduct this series of webinars, IPAT 2021-2022. The first point is to reduce the vacuum between the academic knowledge and the industrial requirements of students and academicians, and to honor the eminent teachers of our college for their wonderful contributions to the department. Without their foundation, we, young faculty members, would not be in this stage. Retired teachers, in fact, thrown a challenge to all of us to take further in global education system, and we are thankful for their blessings. The theme of the webinars would be right from the fundamentals of experimental analysis, basics in handling of analytical equipment, essentials of documentation and data integrity, training, etc. We have successfully completed 9 webinars of IPAT 2021-2022 on various topics of pharmaceutical analysis. The speakers chosen for these 9 webinars are from academics and from the pharmaceutical industries. And today we are in the 10th national webinar IPAT 2021-2022. Today's session will be on security systems in pharmaceutical industry. I am extremely happy to share that for this webinar that we have a total number of 404 registrations. With all the good encouragement and cooperation of our institute authorities and our beloved participants of the previous webinars, we are truly happy that the sessions of this series would surely help you all in the required aspects of the subject along with the industrial insight, such that at the end of this series, the participants should be nowhere left with the ambiguity regarding the industrial approach. I request all the participants of these webinars to utilize the sessions given by the eminent industrialists and academicians to upgrade their knowledge and to actively participate in the question and answer session, where you are most welcome to clarify your queries. I would surely promise that these series of webinars would help all the participants to inculcate and practice all the practical aspects in addition to their academic curriculum. We would like to dedicate this webinar to Professor A. Annapurna Madam, Dr. M. Apparao Sir, Professor M. Narayan Reddy Sir, Sri A. Kondaya Sir, Dr. A. Sunita Madam, Dr. K. V. Ramana, faculty of AU Corps, Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. Wishing you all good enlightening time in today's session. Thank you so much. Now I hand over the session to Professor Y. Rajendra Prasad Sir for further proceedings. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pawar. Our beloved registrar, a multifaceted personality, in the sense, a very good teacher and an able administrator, Professor V. Krishnamohan Garu, Executive Council Member, Director, Ambedkar Study Circle, Professor T. Sobhasri, Speaker of the Morning, IQAC Coordinator, Professor D. Lalita Bhaskari, Convener of this IPAT 2122, my colleague and Member Executive Council, Dr. Krishnamanjari Pawar, and students who are attending in large number, and Dr. K.S. Arun Kumar, Assistant Professor Contractual, and others. A very good morning to you all. It is indeed.
Good morning, sir.
It is indeed an effort, endless effort being put by Krishnamanjari Pawar from the first national webinar to the 10th national webinar, selecting different topics, different people who so far have enriched the knowledge in pharmaceutical analytical techniques, which she rightly told bridges the gap between the student and the industry, which is very much needed. The need of the hour. As you know, our university is also starting a drug testing laboratory in a big way, and which requires industrial approaches also there. If we train our students meeting the requirements, that will be very helpful to get immediate opportunities there, and gets our university will also get the benefit. It is a right step in that direction. And we heard so many lectures from different people. Even our registrar has spoken earlier one or two occasions. One on, I remember, Internet of Things. The other one also as part of this IPAT, he spoke. And we are very fortunate, sir, to have you this morning with us. And without taking much of your time, I now request our beloved Registrar Krishna Mohan Garu to greet and give a message on this happy occasion. Professor Krishna Mohan Garu.
Yes. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you are audible, sir.
Okay. At the outset, let me greet all of you a very pleasant morning. And I am so glad to note that a series of webinars are going to be organized in the name of IPAT. I know the president of the inaugural session, Professor Rajendra Prasad, and his academic leadership in the College of Pharmacy, how he is motivating the teachers, the researchers in the department, and also the students to do their business with all that sincerity. And the College of Pharmacy is the pride of one of the prominent colleges of Andhra University campus, and the College of Pharmacy so far has produced several successful luminaries in the field of pharmaceutical sciences, and several of the alumni of this great department, they are CEOs of pharma companies, not only in India, all over the world. That is definitely a testimony that this is one department which is highly productive department, happening department, successful department, and earned the name and fame both in teaching and research. And also number of patents Andhra University used to have only from one college, that is College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. And with great concern, I take note of the progress of this department, which is growing by leaps and bounds.
Thank you, sir.
And any academic program, any academic department, ultimate aim is how well we connect to the industry, through industry, how we connect to society. Pharmaceutical science has the objective of, expecting drugs which are going to cure several diseases, their invention up to their commercialization process. It is not only patenting, all such patents need to be invariably commercialized. So unless the commercialization process is done successfully, the research and development funding in a huge manner to take up further activities in the field of invention of these medicines and studies pertaining to particularly the pharmaceutical analysis. The pharma analytics today is totally different from that of previous years. And there has been, sea changes that took place because of integration of other disciplines into pharmaceutical analysis. And yesterday we had bioinformatics, where how well IT industry can be integrated in the analysis techniques, and the tools that are available can be integrated for advancement of pharmaceutical science. And I am so glad to note that today's first session is going to be handled by a computer science engineering professor, Professor Lalita Bhaskari. This definitely, indicates that today we are all living in digitalized world. In today's digital world, if you fail to ignore, there is no success at the end. Also, the models that we are building with the help of computer software and the analysis, the quality analysis that we are developing earlier, which we used to take several years in drug testing, because of the simulation technique that is possible with the help of, computer software and technologies, modern technologies that are available. And one recent example, in COVID-19 first phase, first cycle of pandemic, everybody was so scared whether there will be a drug at all, whether somebody is going to introduce, vaccine, so that others who are not affected can be prevented from affecting with the viruses which are spread. The whole world was under the impression that drug as well as, invention of a vaccine and commercialization of such vaccine usually will take 3 years time. But it is proved beyond doubt that in less than 6 months time, with the advanced simulation techniques, the drug side effects, the vaccine side effects, they are all studied at length. Thanks to the newer technologies that are evolving through simulation techniques, the period for which, the testing has to be done, the analysis has to be done, today has gone into the hands of information technology. So if you integrate information technology, make use of analytics and data science as a technique, the modern tools and techniques that are available for pharmaceutical analysis today are totally different. Altogether, the principles, the basic principles are rewritten, and there is all around changes that are occurring because of the information technology usage widely. Because of this popular application of modern advanced techniques, there is definitely a paradigm shift. This paradigm shift leading to several changes that are occurring today in the field of pharmaceutical sciences, right from invention of a drug till its commercialization. There has been changes in terms of principles, processes, and the way the analysis is done, and how this analysis can be speeded up with accuracy is going to be a matter of great concern. In the entire pharmaceutical sciences, pharmaceutical analytics, analysis is a crucial stage. Unless the analysis is developed and from all angles, economic front, social front, human front, there can never be a solution to the diseases that are going to be cured by drugs that are invented by these pharma scientists. Therefore, connecting industry, who is going to be the user of any pharmaceutical innovation, ultimately landing in the form of, tablets or vaccines for curing and preventing diseases, is going to be a matter of great concern. If you want your mankind to be healthy living on this planet, inventions from India, they are never confined only to Indian society, and inventions which are great inventions, they are reaching worldwide, because the Indian philosophy is not only the Indians who are living in this planet, everybody should be healthy, secure, safe. That is how the COVID vaccine that we developed, we exported to over 47 countries in no time. And while administering these vaccines in Indian market at a very, very throwaway price or free of cost by government. Whereas in capital markets, capitalistic ideology driven markets like America or Europe, the vaccine is so expensive. Whereas such vaccines are either freely available or at a throwaway price made available to Indian. That is how we are able to, accept the challenge of, preventing or treatment of, the vaccine for COVID-19. So we have completed over 100 crore population, the vaccination, and it is undertaken with a social mission and a social objective. So unless any academic department establish a vital link with the industry and knows what is happening in the market, what are the requirements of the market, and align our research to the field of industry requirement and the research and development and the research, fundamental research that is happening in pharmaceutical science may not be considered as relevant, contextual. The techniques age old have become redundant. In the place of age old techniques, one need to, use modern devices, modern tools, modern techniques, integrate the present technologies which will fit into the future requirements of pharma industry and people to cure all such diseases or prevent by introducing such medicines which are going to prevent diseases at all, especially in controlling pandemic situation. And one need to be proactive by using such vaccines that are going to accept the challenges. We understood, we have taken vaccination for COVID-19, and immediately somebody said this vaccination taken will not be useful for a small variant of COVID-19. And we came across several variants, whether Delta, Beta, or some other variants, because of the changes that are happening all around. 4 or 5 viruses which are deviants from the base COVID-19 we have witnessed, but fortunately not much damage took place because the vaccination taken for COVID-19 also prevented. And in the recent past we have heard very dangerous virus Omicron is going to shatter all the mankind on the earth because of the severity with which it can be spread so fast. But our experience tells us even Omicron has done very least impact on mankind on the planet. So we are hopeful with the scientists all over the world, when they join their hands with the help of industry, we are able to produce whatever is required to a safe living, healthy living in the society. Therefore, I really wholeheartedly congratulate the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences for a series of webinars as a part of IPAT in sensitizing researchers, the students, and also the industry requirements which are addressed. By inviting resource lectures from those industries, always there is a cohesion, there is an integration between industry and academic institutions. This is what is considered to be important activity that academic department need to undertake. How well we connect is going to solve problems of the society through our integration. So whatever we do, those research inputs should come from industry, and whatever we produce should become an input to the industry. There is always a give and take relationship between industry and academic institutions. That is how academic institutions in the developed countries, they come forward to, give liberally their R&D funds to academic institutions. They manage research chairs in these departments. So that is the trend that at Andhra University we also established. The university administration is taking all those efforts under the leadership of our, Vice Chancellor. And we are trying our best to connect each of the academic department with the relevant industry and society at large, so that whatever programs, academic programs that are offered, when they are based on inputs from industry, the users, the society, definitely our programs are value-added programs, will have a great relevance to the requirements of the present as well as the future. So I take the opportunity, and I have seen 85 delegates who registered, they are logged in, and I see a bright future to younger researchers and the teachers. I know the capabilities of Dr. Krishna Manjari Pawar, who is also incidentally the executive council member, she has so much perseverance, concern in academics. Therefore, she wanted to give quality education, and whatever is taught in the College of Pharmacy, the students should feel that their learning is going to be relevant to the industry, and the employment and employability skills are going to be readily available in them. Therefore, industry is going to offer them jobs in no time. So if everybody is offered a job at the end, or some of the students are going to become entrepreneurs, these are the two important considerations in new education policy. And the new education policy also emphasizes well-rounded personality that is going to match and rise up to the demands of the society, industry, and academic institutions at large. So in strict coherence to new education policy, it is not only knowledge acquisition, and we are motivating students to convert such knowledge into wisdom, and also develop knowledge into a skill, and such skills which are relevant in the contemporary society, along with soft skills and life skills, if students are provided by connecting academic programs with the industry and society, and that is going to be a great value addition in every student. Therefore, I take the opportunity, congratulate the organizers, the team of people behind 10 days long, 10 different topics, inviting eminent personalities from within India or even outside, is going to be a great value addition, not only to the researchers, to the students, to the faculty, and even to the name and fame to the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. In turn, the image of the university is also decided. The more you connect, the more you are found relevant. And our programs should not become redundant, outdated. Our programs, academic programs, whatever we offer, be it at UG level, PG level, research level, need to have a great concern on the emerging trends of pharmaceutical sciences, such that, the value addition is going to be viewed as a true value, and people, whoever join in the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, they have all that confidence and connectivity with the industry, and also the competence. Ultimately, if these 3 points, like competency and confidence and the connectivity with the industry and society, definitely such students are going to become undoubtedly torchbearers of the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and they are going to become a feather in the cap of Andhra University. Andhra University become one of the top universities in the world. Undoubtedly, if more connectivity with the industry happens toward this end, 10 days long sessions are going to be very, very useful, provide inputs that are going to last in the young minds of students, researchers, and if they become guiding force, the future is going to be very bright and successful. I take the opportunity, wish both the organizers, the delegates, and the principal of the college, and my executive committee members who are seen for their association in making this inauguration program a grand success. I wish all of you best of luck.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
learning, productive learning to all of you.
Thank you, Professor Krishnamohan Garu. It's really an outstanding and inspiring message. It is, as you said, your message itself is a value addition to our students. And no doubt, changing times, changing technologies. Without that, we will not go ahead. That is really what is happening. You told you attended one seminar, bioinformatics, which we are following, in fact, in our college. We use the basics of bioinformatics in drug design, molecular modeling studies, and the process of drug design is no longer a old one. If you see globally, on an average, discovery of a molecule, useful drug, comes at around $1 billion, estimated at $1 billion. It is not an easy job. It has to go through so many filters. Our Indian drug manufacturing sector, as per 2021 statistics, is at around $40 billion. And it is expected to go to around $200 billion in another 20 years. You can see what is the potential. As our registrar was rightly telling, the potential should be captured by our students in a right manner. For that, our knowledge is very important, not just degree. So this analytical techniques is really useful in the production of such huge quantity of bulk drugs. And when we are prepared readily for that, we can catch the market very easily. Salary is not a limit, it is a reflection of your capabilities. So I really thank you, sir, for educating us, all of us, on different facets of pharmaceutical sciences and the global market in general. We thank you, sir, really. Our students, I hope, got inspiration from your message. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Next, Sobhasri madam, we welcome you. Before I request Arun Kumar, co-convener and assistant professor, to introduce the speaker, Dr. Lalita Bhaskari, please. Arun Kumar. Am I audible? Arun Kumar?
Yes, sir. Arun, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I think you have joined right into this webinar. Please take your seat.
If you permit me, I will go to the JNTUK Board of Studies meeting. I have another Board of Studies meeting.
Thank you so much, Master. Please carry on. I request all the delegates to kindly be in mute, please. Arun Kumar, without any delay, please. Arun Kumar, you are not audible. You can join my room, please.
Okay, ma'am. I'll join.
Ma'am, is it audible?
Yeah.
Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Arun Kumar, please come to my room and join, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Everybody be in mute, please.
A very good morning to one and all. I would like to welcome to this national series of national webinar, IPAT 2021-22, and it's my immense pleasure and privilege to introduce today's speaker, Professor D. Lalita Bhaskari Madam, who is the coordinator of IQAC and ISO, and she's working in the Department of AU College of Engineering, Andhra University. Ma'am, a brief introduction, ma'am. So Professor Lalita Bhaskari ma'am has a overall experience of 20 years of teaching. She initially worked as assistant professor in Gandhi Institute of Technology and Management, Geetham, from 1998 to 2006. and she later worked as associate professor in the Computer Science and Systems Engineering Department of Andhra University College of Engineering from 2006 to 2013. Later on, she was promoted to the cadre of professor in the Department of Computer Science and Systems Engineering in the Andhra University in 2013 until to date. She has guided over 15 PhD students and produced 5 PhDs in her career till now. And to her achievements, she has a lot of awards, where a few of us I would like to highlight. She received Young Engineers Award by the Institute of Engineers India in the year 2008, the National Convention of Engineers held at Jodhpur, Rajasthan. She also has been awarded with the Active Participation Award, Vizag chapter by the CSI in the 50th Golden Jubilee Annual Convention on Digital Life for the year 2015. She also has been awarded with Bharat Vikas Award in 2019. She also bagged Bharatiya Nari Award in 2021. To her credit, she has more than 102 publications in various national and international journals, and that indicates her work in the research and interest in promoting the growth of the professional career. She also has been worked in various capacities in the administrative work, where she's working as a coordinator for the internal quality assurance cell IQAC Andhra University from 2017 till date. And she served as head of the department of the computer engineering for the AE College of Engineering for Women from 2013 to 2017. She is also member in the NIRF World Ranking Committee member for Andhra University in 2016. She also worked as an internal quality auditor for Andhra University from 2013 to till date. She worked as a member for different professional bodies, where I would like to highlight a few of them. She is an associate member for the National Cyber Safety and Security Standards 2018. She is an associate fellow for the AP Academy of Sciences in 2015, and she's a life member of Cryptographic Research Society of India from 2014. And with this, I would like to welcome Professor Lalita Bhaskari ma'am, who is a speaker of today's session, and she would like to talk upon the security system in pharmaceutical industry, which is the very need of the hour, ma'am. And I wish all the participants will make the most of it, and the session will be a very fruitful one. So it's over to you, madam, and we extend your warm welcome for this national webinar, ma'am. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, especially the convener, Dr. Pawar madam, who has encouraged me in all the levels and made me as a co-convener for today's program. And thank you so much, President and Principal, AE College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, for giving me this opportunity. And it's over to you, madam. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Arun Kumar. Thank you very much for your introduction. And namaste, and a very good day to all the participants. And I appreciate the principal, Professor Y. Rajendra Prasad Garu, organizing committee members of IPAT, and all the for the contributions and the concern to conduct such useful and knowledgeable webinars in honor of eminent professors of Pharmacy College, which is really a very warm and humble gesture of a pharmacy college. Indeed, we need to respect and remember our seniors who had laid the golden path for us to flourish, and it's really an appreciable move. And I'm happy to be a part of IPAT 2021-2022 as a speaker. And I'm sure, even though my lecture would not be of pharmacy, but it is related to the health industry and pharmaceutical industry with respect to security issues. I convey my wishes to the principal, Professor Y. Rajendra Prasad Garu, a very soft-spoken and eminent professor in the field of pharmacy. Professor V. Krishnamohan Garu, our registrar and dynamic personality, who needs no introduction. Everybody knows about him. And the convener of IPAT, Dr. Krishna Manjari Pawar, my friend and the EC member of Andhra University, all the eminent and knowledgeable professors and faculty of AU Pharmacy College, all the EC members, and no doubtedly the leadership behind all the successful events of Andhra University, our honorable and dynamic Vice Chancellor, Professor Prasad Reddy Garu, and all the participants. So as I'm going to start my lecture, as our register has already mentioned, AU College of Pharmaceutical Sciences is one of the jewels in the crown of Andhra University, no doubt about it. In fact, we are in our NIRF rankings. We see a pharmacy college getting very good rank, and it has been maintaining that particular rank. So no, undoubtedly, Andhra Pharmacy College is one asset, and use of ICT, I mean, information and communication technology, has transformed the way we live, not only in the education field, but mostly in health sector. Okay. And as our sir has told, pharmaceutical analysis, data analysis in pharmacy, all these are very hot research topics which we can do research, and no doubt our youngsters or students, whoever are there, they can really concentrate, or they can pay interest on such areas, and then we can as AU Pharmacy has already patents, the number of patents for Andhra University, the major share is from Pharmacy College. So with this particular thing, we can definitely go for more patents and all. So in this connection, I once again thank all the organizing committee members, Madam Pawar Madam, the principal, and all the other professors, and the participants. I think right now I see 111 participants. Hopefully, I will not be boring you. And then, and I assure you that when at least I think all of you are well aware with the IoT applications and all. So when we come to security systems or security, there are different types of categories of security systems. So that we will try to discuss. Okay. So I'll be sharing my presentation. So yeah, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Can you please move it to slide share mode, please?
This is in slide share mode only. That's what I'm asking. I'll do one thing. I'll just share my entire screen. Now, is it visible?
Just started.
Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Fine. So, once again, I welcome you. I welcome all the participants. And I'm Professor Lalita Bhaskari, as Dr. Arun Kumar has already introduced. My main research areas are cryptography, network security, data science, and cyber security. And computer vision also is one of my favorite research areas. So nowadays, we all know we are living in a world which is very, very, very vulnerable to us. And as Jörg Gruber, who is the Chief Technical Officer of OFAX IT, it's a very famous cyber security solutions provider company. he already stated, as we all know, that we are not being attacked by human beings anymore. We are not being attacked by human beings anymore. This we have personally, the whole world has witnessed during the COVID-19. Okay. And now, unfortunately, from the last 1 week, we have been seeing the physical war among Russia and Ukraine. Apart from that, we are already being witnessed, or we are witnessing this particular attacks, rather not directly by the human beings. Then whom are we going to attack? Who are going to attack us? Computers, devices, software. Okay, these are the things which are attacking us. Okay, and all these, in a nutshell, the software or the types of crimes which are being done by these computers and all, they are called as cyber crimes. Okay, and I think, I'm sure all of you have been witnessed. You have been witnessing, okay, this particular cyber crime somewhere or the other, either directly or indirectly or whatever it is. Okay, now these are the changing scenarios. The changing scenarios. Earlier, the first generation was to produce fake currency. They used to produce fake currency notes and all. I think all of us, now we are not facing that particular fake currency. It's very less. It has been reduced very, it has been drastically dropped. But the next generation, that was the first generation thing. Okay, first generation crime. Second generation is morphing of images, fake profiles, creating fake profiles either in websites or on your company's websites. Okay, and all these have been done for manipulation or for gaining money through manipulating softwares and all this particular phishing, squatting, cyber squatting. Okay, cyber stalkings, web defacements, all these particular things. So they are second generation things. Okay, fake profile, morphed images means in those days it was in fact a very serious issue for most of the actresses and actors, where their faces were being morphed and they used for illegal things. Okay, so that was the second generation thing. And next came the third generation, attacking the computer systems through virus. Okay, through software. Through virus is also a software program, by the way. Okay, so attacking the computer systems, attacking critical information systems like your banks, your ATMs, military operations. Okay, all these particular defense applications, etc. Okay, so attacking critical information systems. And then came your fourth generation, SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition systems. Okay, we have SCADA nowadays. It's become a national property. SCADA systems, we call it as. Okay, and in this particular SCADA, IoT also is a part of it. Okay, and now we are in the fifth generation, and some people do also tell that we are already crossed fifth generation, and we are in a generation where we have been attacked with bio wars. Okay, it's a very unfortunate situation, but we can't stop it. And we have to accept the fact that bio war has already started. Okay, so fifth generation are embedded crimes, washing machine crimes, aircrafts, voting machine, remote access controls, IoTs, and all this particular stuff. You might be thinking what washing machines crimes are. Okay, in fact, it's a very intelligent crime which was being caught some 10 or 12 years back. It was a very famous company which is used to produce washing machines. Nowadays, washing machines are also smart washing machines. Smart washing machines in the sense, earlier washing machine. Hello, by the way, am I audible? And my presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. It's clear.
Yeah. Okay. So my screen is visible now, presentation and all?
Yes, ma'am. Everything is fine, ma'am.
Yeah. So washing machine crimes are, see, now earlier washing machines, I mean, the first generation washing machines, say, we used to manually put all the clothes, pour water, put surf, and then we used to switch on, and then it used to wash, only rinse rather. Again, we used to switch off, and then we only have manually squeeze and then dry them. Okay. Then came semi-automatic washing machines, wherein we used to have two separate bins, one for washing and one for drying and all such things. And now the latest washing machines are all enabled, embedded, and they are all IoT sensors enabled, wherein it will tell what weight. I mean, you will be having a weight, okay, 14 kgs, 15 kgs or whatever it is. Once you exceed the washing machine and the amount of clothes you are putting in, if it exceeds 14, it will immediately beep an alarm so that you can remove the clothes. And then you can program your washing machine either for half an hour or 1 hour or a deep cleaning or only just rinsing. You have depending upon the companies and all, isn't it? So what happened was, washing machines, if at all you see, until the what do you call that, what is that particular period, warranty period, no particular problem will be there. But in that particular junction, some 10 to 12 years back, after a particular warranty period, almost all the washing machines, they stopped functioning. Okay, so many people, they thought, okay, fine, it's a washing machine, they had got been repaired and all. But one person who has a bit knowledge of this particular thing, then he had filed a case in the consumer forum, okay, consumer court. Okay, we have a consumer court, and then it, after a very long, it did not solve in 1 year or so. After a series of discussions and all this particular stuff, they have the police or whoever it is, these people, they have analyzed, or they have found out that these companies, they are embedding the systems such a way that they will function only up to a particular period. Now say suppose today is 2020 January, the warranty says up to 3 years. So up to January 2020, 3 years and 2025, up to January or March, February, March 2025, that particular sensor or the embedded system, anyway, it is programmable, isn't it? So it will work. After that, it will stop functioning. You see, this is an intelligent crime. They are waiting, or they are making that particular chip or whatever it is, microchips, to function up to that particular period, and after that it will stop. So what will happen? Again, you have to change that particular thing. So this is what would happen. Okay, even though individually it doesn't cost much, but you imagine in this large scale where all this particular company washing machines were being sent for repair, or what you do usually, some people, if they don't want to get it repaired, they throw it again, they buy a new thing, isn't it? So something. So these are all the crimes. Remote access, cloud computing. We are in a phase of cloud computing nowadays, isn't it? So all these are the crimes which the changing scenario. So what I mean to say here is, with the invent of ICT or the digital things and all, even though our science or the technology is making our life much easier, the same way parallelly we are also moving towards moving ahead of a world wherein we are becoming vulnerable. We are becoming equally vulnerable. Okay, so that is what it is. Now, what do you mean by Internet of Things? Now, here the main purpose of this whole this particular talk would be to discuss about the security issues, or what could be the security issues in pharma industry. Now, before discussing the security issues in pharma industry, and we are not going to discuss the physical, allergies or whatever it is. No, the physical aspects of pharma we are not going to discuss. But what could be the security issues in pharma, which nowadays is becoming very well advanced with the use of IoT devices. Okay, so for that we should know what exactly is Internet of Things. Okay. In fact, all of you agree, Internet has made a huge revolution in human life, no doubt about it, isn't it? And IoT is one such revolution where electrical devices are not only communicated by the humans, but also they are communicated and controlled by themselves. Controlled by themselves. This is one very important point which we all have to notice. Okay, IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, in fact, the thing is what we will see. In this particular revolution, not only the electrical devices are connected, but they are also communicated and controlled by themselves. Now, can you just tell me anything like that? Now, say suppose, for example, we have systems. Say, suppose, for example, I have fans, remote fans or ACs or washing machines, example, as we have seen. After 20 minutes, automatically it switches off. I can program it like that. So now what exactly is happening here? These controls, these devices are being controlled by themselves in the sense by programming the thing. From remote place, you can as well on, off your fans, your lights, they're all called smart appliances and all this particular stuff. Now, say suppose for example, you have forgot, you see ads also, isn't it? One Mr. Mahesh Babu's ad is there, wherein what is it? He tries to control the AC, air conditioning in his bedroom or in his room or whatever it is, isn't it? Now, okay, fine. The advantages are there, but at the same time, we should be aware of the disadvantages also. Okay, so that is what my main aim is. Fine. See, IoT is a system of interrelated computing devices. Now, everything, that is why we call it as Internet of Things. In fact, it was this particular coin was being termed by Professor Ashton, okay, when he was working in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and he has given a paper in somewhere in 1990s, early 1990s, I think. And from that particular thing, then he has particular, he told that everything is a thing here. Thing in the sense, it could be a sensor, a chip, microchip, or a phone, or a system, or a device, anything it could be. Okay, so that is why he called it as Internet of Things. Okay, Internet of Things. So where these particular Internet of Things are devices, it could be either mechanical or a digital or objects or animals, anything which are being given with unique identifiers. We call them as UIDs. Okay, unique identifiers. And the ability to, and these unique identifiers and these devices or IIDs, they have the ability to transfer data over a network. Okay, over a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interaction. This is what a particular IoT, the main purpose of IoT is this. Okay, and as I told you here, a thing could be a person with a heart monitoring implant. Nowadays, we are hearing about pacemakers, okay, which have been implanted in the heart for a particular patient, okay, heart patient. Pacemaker is one, you can consider it as a thing here, which the pacemaker, it will analyze the heart, heartbeat of the particular patient, and it will try to send the reports to. So pacemaker it's a thing. And a farm animal with a biochip transponder. How many of you know that animals also are being labeled, or they have tags for them? Okay, RFID tags. It could be anything. And nowadays it's become Q readers. We have many types of card readers for them. So every animal in a farm, it will be having a chip, a biochip on its body. Usually they will put it on the ear or ear usually. Okay, so ear or in the neck. Okay, so that the farm owner, he can manage, or he can know where exactly the farm is, or how much, what is the health everything, health monitoring system, everything, it becomes easy for them. Okay, and an automobile that has built-in sensors. Nowadays we have autonomous vehicles only. Okay, autonomous, no man, there is no human being which drives a particular thing. Okay, isn't it? You have autonomous vehicles and all. So all these particular things are, how is it possible? With the help of ICT and your Internet of Things. Okay, and the one common thing for all this particular Internet of Things is they will be assigned an IP address, and is also transfer data over which is able to transfer a data over a network. Now, I think all of you know what an IP is, isn't it? We are not going to go in depth of this particular technical concepts, but just understand that as you have Aadhaar card for every person, okay, in every human being in India, for example, In the same way, every device or everything, Internet of Things, everything has a unique ID, and all these things are being assigned a Internet Protocol Address, IPv6 we call it. Earlier they used to be IPv4 and now it is IPv6, wherein you have, now say suppose for example I want to talk to Professor Krishna Manjari. Now how do I speak to her now? Now say I have her phone number, which is a unique number, isn't it? For example. So I type or I dial that particular number and I call her, so that a connection is established between me and her, and we talk over it. Anything like that, isn't it? So that is a unique ID. That is how your Internet Protocol address will be. It's usually a 256 bit digit, so that it will, depending upon that address. So every device has a unique address. Like your laptop, it has a unique address. Your smartphones, your iPads, your smart watch also has unique ID, and they will be having an IP address. Okay. Now, what is the main purpose of IP addresses? Internet Protocol Address, we call it as IP. V4 and version 4. V6 is version 6. Okay. So IPv4, IPv6, the main purpose of this is to transfer data over network. That is the main purpose of this. Okay. Now, the role of IoT in healthcare industry. Now, okay, now that we have seen what an IoT is, I think you being pharmaceutical students and faculty from pharma and persons from pharma, you should be knowing, isn't it, what IoT is, and how many you will be using in many of your experiments also, like to sense the humidity or to note the temperature, isn't it? All these things are, we have a digital thermometer nowadays. Now, how exactly your digital thermometer is being giving the temperature? Whenever we keep the particular digital thermometer, I mean, under the, usually processed under the tongue or whatever it is, the heat, there is a sensor inbuilt in that particular digital thermometer which senses the heat, isn't it? And based upon it, it will the temperature, and that the same is being shown. Earlier, olden days in the sense, now also we have mercury thermometer, isn't it? Mercury. I think all of you know, you should be knowing that. So, but mercury thermometer, that's not a digital thermometer, that is a man-made thing. Mercury thermometer, we need a bit of expertise to see the exact reading on that. So now what is the thing? Digital thermometer. In fact, nowadays during the COVID time, I think most of you have seen, not only digital thermometer, they have a handheld thermometer. They just put it in, they just show it on the forehead or this particular wrist or whatever it is, and the temperature is being read. I mean, fine, leave the quality or the accuracy of the particular device, but these are the things which were come, isn't it? So all these things are there. Okay, so role of IoT in healthcare industry, it's enormous. It's enormous. Okay, as our Rajendra Prasad Garu and Raja Krishnamohan Garu has expressed in the morning, ICT and this role of ICT in healthcare industry is going to grow beyond our imagination. It is already crossed the limits. Okay, and the importance of ICT and IoT to healthcare industry is growing as organizations attempt to find ways to improve patient safety and reduce the costs. Obviously, the main purpose is that. Okay, and as we have discussed, with the use of these, there are unparalleled benefits. There are excellent benefits of using IoT or the technology in healthcare industry, mainly to track and monitor the health of elderly patients. Okay, elderly patients, and for kids, okay, who cannot express their feelings. There are many excellent applications of IoT in healthcare industry, no doubt about it. Okay, but as a byproduct, we have to be concerned about the security and the way we are using these devices also. Okay, so that is what it is. Now, how IoT helps in healthcare process? Now we are talking about IoT. Now, how exactly IoT will be IoT will be used in a healthcare process. Okay. So the first thing is a sensor collects data from a patient or a doctor or a nurse who inputs that particular data. Okay. A sensor. Sensor is a small electromechanical device, electronic device. Okay. Which collects data. It could be specific sensors. Okay, specific sensors are there, like say for example, track the humidity of that particular soil, or calculate the temperature, or calculate the depth, or calculate the count the number of what do you call injections which has been given, something like that. Okay, so a sensor collects data from the patient or doctor, whoever it is, and on the spot you have huge tremendous volumes of data, no doubt about it. Okay, so on this particular data, artificial intelligence driven algorithms which use machine learning. I think all of you are hearing these words like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, etc., analytics and all, isn't it? So these artificial intelligence or machine learning algorithms are used to analyze the collected data. Okay, see, manually it is not feasible for us, or rather we want to remove that particular lag only, the delay caused by by manually having this particular data we want to remove. That is why we are using this particular ICT tools, isn't it? So once we have huge amounts of data, we need to analyze that particular data. So to analyze the particular data, we use these machine learning algorithms. Okay, and now once you use this particular machine learning algorithms, and this device or the data which you collect, this particular IoT devices, whether to act or send the information to the cloud, it depends. See, it depends upon the settings which you make. Usually whether you want to store it in the cloud or for your own purpose, or you want to send it to your doctor one-to-one or whatever it is, that depends upon the settings which you do. Okay, so based upon this particular thing, the doctors or health practitioners, whoever it is, a nurse or lab technicians or whoever it is, they can make actionable and informed decisions based on the data provided by IoT healthcare solutions. Okay, so this is in a nutshell how exactly IoT helps in healthcare. So the first thing is, from the sensors we collect the particular data. Okay, a very simple example I would just try to quote here. I think almost all in everyone's household you have elders or your parents or whoever it is, or we ourselves, and nowadays everyone, we have this particular diabetic insulin, diabetic machine wherein we can test the sugar levels. It's a very small device. That's a very good example of an IoT device, isn't it? You simply put the strip into that particular thing, and you prick your thing for blood, and it will take that particular input. What is the input here? The blood through the particular chip, my card, whatever it is thing, and then it will read the insulin percentage or count or whatever it is, and it will show you the reading 145, 146, 120 or whatever it is, isn't it? So that is a very good example. Now, like that, for a single person, you imagine daily 3 times, if at all he is a serious diabetic patient, daily 3 times taking that particular data and analyzing it. For a single person, it becomes, for over a period of 1 month, you see. 1 month means 30 days, 30 into 3 times, 90 readings you will be having. Isn't it? Excuse me. So this particular 90 readings itself, it becomes a tedious task. I don't say it is impossible, but it's a tedious task to analyze. And what is the average range of that particular person or whatever it is, isn't it? Now this is only for one person. You imagine like this for lakhs and lakhs of people. So the data is huge. So on that particular huge data, we have to use machine learning algorithms. Okay, and then the doctor decides what to do. Now, benefits of IoT. I think almost all of you know. We will just skip it. Simultaneous reporting and monitoring. You can report and monitor. As I've told you, the blood sample or the sugar which you can directly transfer it to your doctor, or you can put it in your cloud. cloud, I'll tell you. Nowadays, it has become a big thing wherein everyday people go for early morning walk, putting the smart watches, and then they try to. I think almost all of you have seen. There are many applications which track your morning walk or your energy or your calories burnt. Strata, Gevo, Nevia. There are many other apps like this. Right from starting from my house, I on the Peddler app, and it will note the route in which I am going and how many calories I have burnt, etc., etc., etc. Now, that is one thing. That is for my personal use to know. There are few people who try to display it on their status, telling that, okay, I have burned so many calories, I have done this much of exercise, I have done that much of exercise. And the next extent is, there are a group of people who use the same application. So they need to analyze among them their peers. Say today I have walked 100 kilometers, 5 kilometers, and then somebody tells, no, I have walked 5.5 kilometers. So a bit competitive spirit will be there, so that people will be doing the exercise and all. That is what they'll just try to post it on the cloud. So that is what it is. Okay, a very simple example is that using your smartphones, you can track your morning walk or exercise, how many calories you have burned, rather, how much time you are sitting idle, how many hours you are sleeping, etc., etc. All this particular stuff is there. So simply, it is nothing but a very good example of reporting and monitoring. Okay. Another example is tracking and alerts. Okay. Say for elderly persons, it is a very useful device. Okay. So now say suppose for example any alert. Now say suppose for example that person is not responding for more than 1 hour or so, limited time is there. Immediately it will tell that you have to respond. If at all the person is there, he will respond. Otherwise, it will immediately drop notifications to people through via mobile apps, and you have to feed the numbers to which the particular notification should be sent. Okay, so that is one thing. Tracking alerts and remote medical assistance. Many people, not only in India, in US also. In India, it's developing. Okay, but in US, in emergency, patients can contact a doctor. Okay, with smart mobile apps. Okay, nowadays we have video calling and all, isn't it? All these people, the doctors and all, we can just nowadays here also this particular COVID-19, I think we have seen online consultation, online things and all, isn't it? So they're all remote medical assistance. COVID-19 has taught the whole world a different scenario, and we have followed it, isn't it? So there are many doctors who have provided online consultations for all. So there's nothing but remote medical assistance and research. Okay, IoT, the data which have been collected through this particular IoT devices and all, they can be used for statistical study. Okay, as we have discussed, for research, many research that would support the medical research. Okay, now because this particular IoT, it enables huge amount of data to be collected about the patient's illness. Okay, it could be daily, weekly, whatever it is. So depending upon the particular data, you can just right. I mean, in fact, the COVID, after post effects of COVID, they're all research only, isn't it? The huge amount of data collected through the COVID app and all this particular stuff. The government of India, it has done very tremendous and appreciable efforts, isn't it? All of us know. It has given, what is it, COVID app? Some app is there where we need to register every one. And that particular app, it has also guided us in such a way that depending upon the area which we are living, it has told that there are so many COVID affected people within this particular radius. Okay, so what is the particular app?
Arogya Setu, ma'am.
Yeah, Arogya Setu. Very good. Good. Thank you. Arogya Setu app. Every one of us, all of us, in fact, assuming 60% of the population have registered for the Arogya Setu app. Okay, we should have to give the inputs correctly, properly. Okay, so it has given that particular kind of statistics and all. Excellent thing. And after that, after COVID also, they have given you have to take this many number of precautions, this, that, everything and all. Now, unfortunately, we have seen many people, many famous people who lost their lives just for the heart attack thing, isn't it? So there are all research which is possible with this particular thing. Now, and applications in healthcare, the same thing which we're continuing, reducing emergency room wait time. And again, here also I would like to mention about this particular COVID. During COVID-19, we had we had apps wherein they used to put big displays also in some places wherein how many beds are vacant, how many patients are there, how many have been treated, how many are still in ICU, etc., etc., isn't it? So all these are nothing but this has been possible with the help of ICT, no doubt about it. Okay, so reducing emergency room wait times, so tracking patients, hospital staff, etc., etc., and all this we have personally seen in the time of COVID-19. Yes. Now, not only those, another extension. In fact, I have told you while discussing the changing crime scenarios, SCADA, IoT, fourth generation, fifth generation crimes. Okay, an extension of IoT rather. Some people they do believe that they are all IoTs and they are called wearables. Okay, wearables means which we can wear either as ornaments or as equipment or whatever it is. So under this particular wearables category, we have hearables. Why am I telling this is you will understand in the next coming things. The first thing is hearables. Hearable is now say any such sort of hearing aids which you can put it. This is a wired one. You have wireless. Many of you have, isn't it? Wireless. This Apple earbuds or many companies, Boat, etc. Many companies are there which do have hearables, that is hearing aids compatible with Bluetooth. Alexa, isn't it? Alexa is one which is compatible with Bluetooth, and you can simply attach it with your smartphone, your phones, your music systems, everything, isn't it? They are all compatible with Bluetooth and ingestible sensors. Okay, in fact, these sensors. In fact, I believe that they are miracles, modern science miracles and marvels only, because they are very small sized sensors, okay, which monitor the medication in our body, okay, in our body, and warns us if it detects any irregularities in our bodies. So it's very, see, you have many types in this particular sensors, but there are in the same thing there are many. I mean, forget about the disadvantages, but many people they don't accept it because see, you're trying to put a foreign element rather into your body. Unless and until it is necessary, many people they don't accept such type of things. Okay, that's a different thing. But there are pill-sized sensors, very small sensors, which I mean they do tell that they do not have it, they do not create any harm. But still, these sensors, when you have been injected into your, not only inside, but you can put it anywhere. You can just attach it as a band or as a ring or whatever it is. Okay, they just detect any irregularities are there in your bodies. And another types of wearables are moodables. Moodables is mood enhancing devices. Okay, mood enhancing devices. I don't know how many of you have heard. OSIM is one company. OSIM is an health related thing. Okay, OSIM company, it has manufactured such devices like this moodables. Okay, you have a rim type thing until like what do you call crown or whatever it is, you like a helmet. Okay, you can put it on your head and you just depending upon your mood, if you want pleasant music, it will play, and then simultaneously do a massage also for your head. Okay, so these are the different types of things. Like nowadays, if you go to Inox and any other things, you have what do you call massagers, isn't it? Leg massagers and all. They're all automatic massages. You are not finding any human being there. You just go sit and a person will be there to operate, that is for half an hour or 1 hour or whatever it is, and accordingly your whole body or legs or whatever it is, neck or whatever it is, you can program it, and that is one thing, isn't it? So these are many things which are there in pharma or health rather, and healthcare chatting. Okay, that is, I told you, apps are powered by voice commands, and it captures the patient's data. There are many apps like this for the doctors in many private what do you call hospitals and all, in order to reduce the time of doctors and to make the patient's data accessible. These health chatting apps are used. Okay, and then insulin pens, all this particular thing, smart video pills. Okay, all then activity trackers during cancer treatment. All these are excellent tools which help the doctors to track the patient's health and all this particular stuff. Okay, so no doubt our ICT is best used in pharma industry as well. But then, as I've told you, as a byproduct of these particular ICTs and all, okay, we are facing many challenges. What about cyber security? What about security? That is what it is. Okay. Now remember, see, once we are on the internet, students, please do understand. Once you are on the internet and once you are connected to this particular devices or whatever it is, you are not private. You are public. And once you are public, security is a myth. Mark my words. So it is up to us to utilize the facilities with common sense. Okay. As I've told you the example, you go for a walk. Why do you want to share it with the rest of the world? It is your own interest and it is up to you. And it is for your own health benefit, isn't it? Now, say suppose for example, I just go for morning walk and I put it in my status, in my FB, in my wallpaper, blogs, this, that, everything. What is the use of it? Okay, fine. People will come to know that I am a health freak and I have gone for a walk. So, if it is good, fine. But at the same time, remember that you are always opening your doors for unnecessary people or people who don't know you also to know your morning routine. And then once you are sharing everything publicly, God knows whose intentions are what and what could be the consequences we cannot imagine. Okay, so that is what it is. So cyber security and challenges. As I've told you, these are the byproducts of this particular thing. Now, what could be the challenges? Recently, in recent survey, the researchers, they have found out that 15% of all cyber attacks targeted healthcare industry only. Okay, healthcare industry ante your pharma, your medicine, doctors, all this particular stuff. 15% of all cyber attacks targeted the healthcare industry in 2020-21. Last year, during the COVID time and all, it has even more, the rise was tremendous. Okay, and all the threats were being malware and ransomware attacks. Okay, malware and ransomware. Now here, let me tell you what do you mean by malware. Malware stands for malicious software. Okay, malware also is a program or a software which is written by, again, hackers. Again, in hacking we have white hat, red hat, black hat, gray hat and all. But say for example, a person with unethical means, okay, these people, they write these softwares and they inject into the devices. Now, madam, how can they inject into the devices? A very simple example is, all of us are using smartphones. Okay, all of us are using smartphones. Smartphones, and we have 4G, 2G connections, and we have prepaid SIMs, postpaid SIMs, etc., with an internet data package. Now, whenever you have a data package, what are you trying to do? I mean, you want to view internet or whatever it is. Whenever you're in the internet, again data transmission has to happen. Okay. Once data transmission happen, unless and until you are safe, until you are what do you call? You're following certain security norms. Okay, like installing an antivirus software, like frequently updating your softwares and all. Okay, everything is hackable. Everything is hackable. So through these software programs or through these patches, games, very simple way through which malwares can be injected is through free games. Many people they try to play games. They just download it free. అందులో మధ్య మధ్యలో యాడ్స్ అవి వస్తుంటాయి మనకి. సో దట్ ఈస్ వన్ సోర్స్ వేర్ ఇన్ మాల్వేర్ కుడ్ బి ఎఫెక్టెడ్. ఓకే, సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద థింగ్స్. సో దట్ ఈస్ మాల్వేర్, malicious సాఫ్ట్వేర్. అండ్ ransomware attacks. Ransomware అంటే ఏంటి? It is also an virus, a malicious software which attacks the system. Okay, and then it will ask for certain money, and the hackers, they will ask for a certain money. Now, let me tell you, while we are on this particular online platform like this, there is also no guarantee for us to tell that, madam, I cannot guarantee you that we will not be attacked, because since from 10 o'clock in the morning we are in online. Okay, now this, for a hacker, even 15 to 20 minutes of time is sufficient to hack. Then, madam, are we being hacked? Need not necessarily be, because it is just a thing. Okay, we are just only having a discussion, and we follow software norms, security norms, like Meet or whatever it is, your Google Meet link, which is an authorized thing from our computer center. And my system, I have installed antivirus softwares, all such type of things we have done. So with these precautions we can be safe, but at what extent? Up to a certain extent only. That also I can tell you. Understood? So this is what. So now ransomware is what? If your system is not protected, this particular ransomware attacks a computer, and there are many types of ransomwares in this. Like you switch on the system, some messages will be thrown onto your monitor telling that if at all you want your system back, you have to pay this many number of dollars into our account and all. So once you pay it, again they will resume it. Okay, there are some types of ransomwares like this. So as the research tells, 15% of cyber attacks are targeted in healthcare industry. Okay, so that is what it is. Now, what are the cyber security threats then? Then what could be the cyber security threats for 2020 and now 2020 and beyond? Phishing. Phishing is getting more and more sophisticated, trust me. Phishing and fooling people. Fooling people. I'll just give you an example. Now, say suppose, for example, I just ask you to go to this particular website. Are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Is there any? You can just go through this particular website, isn't it? Is there anything wrong in this particular thing?
Double I, ma'am.
Yes, double I, isn't it? Now, say usually your URLs will not be in such a big font, isn't it? I just reduce this particular font. Now, how many of you at a single instance can we realize that there is double I in this? Isn't it? So this is one example of an phishing website. This particular address seems to be the original one, but unless and until you carefully see this, it is not that. So that is, you're trying to fool people. Okay, fool people. This is what is a phishing is. Unknowingly or knowingly, you will be driven into a fake website. Okay, once you reach to a fake website, you are landing into this particular fake. If this is a website which is fake, automatically what? They can track your IP address, they can track your ID, machine IDs and all, and they can catch hold of your system. Okay, so that is what it is. Ransomware strategies. I told you, ransomware. Once they have attacked your system through phishing websites and all, there are many attacks. man in the middle attack, DDoS, distributed denial of service attack, DOS attacks. Okay, so security, privacy, all these things matter a lot. So these are all the attacks. Ransomware strategies. Ransomware, I told you there are types of ransomwares in this. You give money, they will leave. Some people, even though you give money, they don't leave. There are many things like this which you need to do. So cryptojacking. Another thing is cryptojacking. Now, nowadays, this particular cryptojacking is a new type of threat to the cyber world. Okay. Recently, our Indian government also has given that Indian government is not going to accept cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is not legal for us, but still many ads will be coming to join in cryptocurrencies and all. Okay, now see, nobody is going to arrest you for doing crypto mining and all, but if at all any loss comes, no one, neither the government nor the companies will bear for that particular thing. Okay. So there is a lot of science involved in crypto mining, cryptocurrency, like crypto mine. They are called as, every participant is called as a miner there. And they do mining. Mining is not the physical mining, but the sense is that. Okay, blockchain technologies, Bitcoin is the currency which they use in cryptocurrencies and all. It is not the physical money. Okay, the main purpose of cryptocurrency was different, but as usual, we human beings are very intelligent, and we use them for anything we want, and that is how we landed. And cryptojacking, ante, it's nothing but, I think you have heard hijacking. Hijacking is what? Taking control of a particular situation of a human being, or usually with airplanes, we have this particular hijacking, isn't it? So hijacking your cryptocurrencies is called cryptojacking. Okay, cryptojacking, webjacking, bluejacking. Bluejacking is Bluetooth hijacking. Okay, you hijack the particular Bluetooth devices. Okay, and then the can do anything he wants. And cyber physical attacks. Cyber physical attacks, this is another thing which has gained its importance after 2000. Okay? Cyber physical systems, we call. Cyber physical systems are examples of SCADA systems. Your gas plant, your nuclear power plant, your electric power plants. Yes. Yes, I think there is some disturbance. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We cleared it, ma'am. You can continue.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So cyber physical attacks, the SCADA systems and all this particular stuff. Okay. Cyber physical is that. Now, I'll just give you an example wherein I don't know how many of you are aware, but I was also very young at that time. I think many of you have not been born also. Somewhere in 10 to 15 years back, I think, or 10 years back, there was an attack on a nuclear power plant suddenly blasted in Palestine, I think. Palestine. Okay, in Palestine. Okay, then the whole world thought that the particular nuclear reactor, it caught fire and it was an accident. Okay, the whole world, it was in that particular depression. Why? Because not many of us, or rather not many of the population, the world population, they were aware of something called as a cyber attack. Okay, of a cyber attack. So the whole world thought, but after 10 or 15 days, the Palestinian president, the then president, I don't remember his name and all, he was very courageous enough to come before the media, and he addressed the whole world and told that this is not an accident which is caused accidentally. It is not an accident, but it was purposefully. It is a cyber crime, and first of it's a cyber crime, he told. And that is one example of your attack on SCADA systems or cyber physical systems and all. Now, what they have done is, now say suppose for example, I think in almost all colleges of Andhra University, constituent colleges of Andhra University, we have AC classrooms. A very simple example I'll tell. All of you have AC classrooms in your pharmacy college also? Yes or no? You don't have AC colleges in your pharmacy? Yes? Yes or no? Among 104 participants, nobody is answering?
Yes, ma'am. During some instrumentations, they required.
What? What do they require? What am I asking? I have just asked, do you have any AC classrooms?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You don't have any AC classrooms?
No, ma'am.
Sure.
Sure, ma'am.
Oh, okay then. Fine. We do have smart classrooms or e-classrooms in our college, okay, in engineering college. Okay. And the remote is being controlled by our students only. Okay, by our students only. They have that particular remote, and they have an app which they have the CR in his application. He has that particular app, and he controls that particular AC. And whenever there is a class, he switches on. And whenever there is no class, and during evenings, lunch hours and all, he switches off that particular thing from his app only. Okay, understood? It's in fact, one way it is very advantageous. Because physical remote, if at all you keep, they take away the remote. Some see, not everyone will be alike. And with that, stealing that particular remote, what will they get? Need not be the financial benefit, but some sort of enjoyment they will be getting, isn't it? Or they'll remove the batteries, what not they do. So what they have done is they have synced this particular AC with the CR's mobile. Okay. Now, whenever the CR comes, he will switch on, etc., etc. Now, say suppose the fellow did not turn up to the college. What will you do? What will you do? If at all he is a responsible and a good guy, even though he is not present for the college, he will switch it on from his WhatsApp, from his camera, smartphone or whatever it is. Okay. But if the fellow turns to be mischievous, say he wants to play with he did not attend the college and he wants to play with his classmates, he can decrease the temperature on a winter days and increase the temperatures on sunny days, isn't it? Can you get it? Because the whole control is with that particular guy. Okay, so that is a very simple example which I have given you. In the same way, this particular nuclear power reactor also, the nuclear power reactors usually are supposed to maintain at very low temperature, like minus 10 or minus 15 degrees centigrade. Okay, so as I've told you, in this particular nuclear reactors, they have AC chambers and they're all embedded systems, isn't it? They have microchips, sensors which are meant to measure the temperature and all. Okay, and the ACs. Now, one cyber criminals, who are those, they don't know. But these people, they have caught hold of the SCADA system, that is the computer control systems of that particular nuclear reactor. And the minus 15, simply, they have changed to plus 15. Okay, some minus degree it used to be, they have changed it to plus. See, simple thing, minus to plus. And usually in computer language, minus usually will be 0 and plus will be 1. Or sometimes it would be vice versa, 0 and a 1. Simple single digit change have caused that particular disaster. So that is one thing. Okay, simple example of that. Okay, so that is what it is. In the same way, you can have many of the IoT attacks, smart medical devices and EMRs. Smart medical devices, I've told you, your pacemakers. Pacemaker has been installed into your body for heart patients. And remember, it is being monitored through Wi-Fi. And once any hacker hacks the particular Wi-Fi signals, he can do anything. He can increase the heart rate or decrease the heart rate. And then what will happen? Eventually, the patient dies. Okay, so that is what it is. Third-party vendors, contractors, partners, anyone can be involved in such type of crimes. And connected cars and semi-autonomous vehicles. We have discussed, isn't it? There are cars which work on now the all high-end mobiles, not mobiles, the high-end cars. They are all smart cars. Okay, you just over voice, they recognize your commands. Turn on the FM radio or turn on the lights, switch off the lights, turn on AC. Anything you give through voice commands or through internet controls, they can control these things. Okay. Now imagine if that same control goes to the hands of hackers, what not they can do. And social engineering into your social engineering websites and all this particular type. Now, I just wanted to give you one simple thing. Now, what do you mean by cybercrime? In all of things we have discussed, isn't it? We have discussed the benefits of IoT in health industry. What is an IoT? What are the applications of IoT and all? And then we have discussed cybercrimes. Now, what exactly you mean by a cybercrime? Okay, so cybercrime is, see, a Department of Justice. The Department of Justice, it has categorized as computer crimes in 3 ways. Like computer, which is being used as a target, the computer is a weapon, and the computer is an accessory. Okay, any crime in which computer is either a target, is either a weapon, or is either an accessory, then it is defined as a cyber crime. Okay, and any cyber crime is any unlawful act where a computer is used as a target or a weapon and an accessory. So this is the definition of cybercrime. Okay. Now then, how do you attack or how do you use computer as a target? The other's computers will be your target. I spread virus such that his system collapses. So that is my target. Computer is a weapon. Here, this side, the target is a computer and I am using my own computer as my weapon to attack other systems or other guys' computers. That is a weapon. And accessory. And accessory ante wherever I store all my illegal data or my information either in hard disk or pen drive or whatever it is, isn't it? Okay, so that is what it is, a cyber crime. So that is what we are seeing right now. Now, and then once we have seen what exactly is a computer crime is and all this particular stuff, the challenges in IoT security. Now, these are all the challenges which are there in IoT security: device authentication, secure communication, data integrity, mobile security, policy enforcement, device updation, mobile security, okay, and middleware security. So these are the different challenges which are there in IoT security. And with relevance to pharma industry or health industry, device authentication, secure communication, data integrity, device updation, mobile security, all these things come under play a very important role in healthcare. Okay. Now, in your healthcare industry, what are the emerging security threats? Yeah, the sensitive nature of healthcare data makes a cyber threat a genuine concern. Yes. See, nowadays, all of us are more or less, I believe that at least one person from one family has to go to a hospital once in a month or whatever it is. Okay. So nowadays, almost all the hospitals are digitized or they are rather computerized. Okay. So you go to anywhere, they just enter your data, this, that, everything in a system. And then some people are there, they keep on remembering for your next turn, next visit, etc., and all. Okay. Now, there will be some sensitive information. Now, it is something like, say, suppose, for example, when a credit card is being stolen, so you lost your credit card, whatever it is. Now, what will the bank do? You intimate the bank and immediately it can cancel the card and it issue a new one, isn't it? And he will reimburse the client. But here in health card, when your patient's health information or a patient's health record is stolen, now can I get a new health record? I cannot, because I cannot change my name, I cannot change my date of birth, I cannot change my blood type, and I cannot change my parents, I cannot change my gene history or whatever it is, isn't it? So this is the serious issue in and a challenge in your, or rather a vulnerable thing in healthcare industry. Okay, once your bank credit card is stolen, no problem, you can get a new card. But once your PHI and patient's personal health record has been stolen, you cannot change their birth date, etc., etc. And say, for example, once your health records have been stolen, and trust me, the fraudsters or the cyber criminals, they can do any sorts of nuisance and nonsense which this particular stolen data. In fact, there is something called a dark web. Dark web means now the internet which we are using, or which you people are using, or the whole world knows, is only a tip of the iceberg. Only 2 to 5% of the internet only we are using, but the rest is something called as a dark web, deep dark web, and deeper dark webs, which do not try to give any attempt, also don't give to go through the particular websites. Okay, so there is huge lots of dark web, dark world inside, and in this particular dark world, every record matters, and every record is being sold for a minimum of $1 to $2. Okay, that is what it is. And data aggregation and analysis is another challenge. Okay, now what does it means? Because as I've told you, in IoT, using IoT devices and all, you have huge amounts of data. Okay, now this particular huge amounts of data needs to be aggregated. We need data aggregation, validation is to be done, and then you need to analyze this, isn't it? Analyze this. So these IoT devices, they can collect, report, and analyze the real-time information. And the main purpose is that, now say suppose, for example, this whole data itself is being gone into the hands of a fraudster. What happens? This is what it is. Now then you can ask, madam, how can this happen, madam? Imagine your class details, and your class, your students, say pharmaceutical science first year pharmacy student section attendance. It's been, everything has been now, say manually they're not maintaining everything, they are maintaining it online. Okay, now imagine a hacker is there. A hacker can do anything, and they're all intelligent guys, as I've told you. Now he caught hold of this particular attendance sheet. Okay, and that fellow say he's a very irregular guy, and he has marked for himself 98%, and the rest all 28%. What can you do? The same thing is with this. Okay, so that is what it is. And what are the possible things we are discussing here? Okay, see, in our present day digital world, this is a scenario where every device is being monitored through a network. See, this is the patient's pulse, and these are the ECGs through wireless apps and all. The patient history has been monitored, and then everything is being connected to the cloud. And the doctor, see, patient's nurse, she has a smartphone wherein everything will be registered, and the same will be either to the cloud or it will be given to the doctor. Okay, so this is how the latest things have been set forward. And then data overload and accuracy. As we have discussed, data aggregation is difficult because huge amounts of data has been there. It is becoming overloaded, and so different communication, use of different communication protocols and standards. In order, as I've told you, we need to have a protocol. As you have TCP, IP, and IPv6 and all, every device has its own, or rather almost all devices have to communicate via a standard protocol. There are many standard protocols like Zigbee, Anexa, and all this, LAVOPAN, 6LoWPAN. They're all different protocols which have been used in IoT. Okay, improper usage of these communication protocols also will lead to this particular data violation and data. I mean, what do you call hacking of this particular data? Okay, so this is what it is. And then what will happen if at all this particular whole data is been gone into the hands of fraudsters? Patient's data might be corrupted. Okay, and then there might arise an issue of patient safety issues. See, here in India, we still don't find this much of thing, but in US and advanced, I mean, US and all, patients' data, with patients' data, they can claim insurance. Huge amounts of insurance claims will be done for this particular stuff. Okay, there are many there are many cyber crimes which have been reported also, and many have been solved also. Okay, but it's these are all examples of cyber crimes. And security and privacy. Okay, now security is confidential, rather securing the particular data. Now, say suppose for example, I go to some hospital, say some Medicover or in hospital, care hospital or whatever it is, I go. Okay. Now every data is being digitized there. Now, security means what? The hospital management should assure me, or they should follow some standards such that my data will not be leaked. My data will remain intact. My data, my details of the particular thing are intact. అంటే ఒకటి ఫిజికల్గా వెళ్ళి ఎవరో ఒకరిని అడిగి తెచ్చుకోవడం, that is not the thing. Now say they are kept in a cloud. That particular, they should see that whatever cloud they are using, it provides utmost security standards and my data is not being leaked. Okay, and privacy. And now say suppose I have some disease, say some XYZ disease. I don't want everyone to know about my disease because that is privacy issue for me. Now say I'm diabetic. Some people, they don't like to know everyone that they are diabetic or whatever it is, except for their doctors or so. So privacy issue is one. Okay, so all these things, most IoT devices, they lack data standards and data protocols, which are one of the basic security requirements. Okay, so if at all you are not following, you in the sense the hospital management or the healthcare industry or pharma or whatever it is, they are not following these data protocol security standards, that data might be lost. Security and privacy will be at stake. Okay, so that is what it is. In fact, there is something called a HIPAA Act. Okay, this personal health information of persons or whatever it is. According to HIPAA Act and the Indian Medical Act also, we have a very serious concern is that patients' data should be secure and private, or privacy should be maintained. Okay. See, this is one simple example of apps. Peerbits.com, you have one nurse alerts. Okay, the nurse will be getting alerts about their patients, like at did he take the particular medical pill at 6:30 a.m., 11:40 a.m. and all this particular stuff. Okay, now imagine this particular whole app, once you are on the internet, as I've told you, nothing is secure and anything could be hackable. Might be if at all the hacker is unable to hack this particular thing. And instead of, say, for example, 12:40 a.m., that fellow, he has to take a pill. Okay, but he didn't. The patient actually did not take the pill, but it shows he has taken. So what will the nurse think? Okay, fine, the patient has taken that particular pill, isn't it? And that is how your diagnosis becomes worse, or wrong results will be coming. So these are all the effects of those. Okay, and crypto mining and crypto jacking malwares. I've told you, this is one latest crime which is bothering all the cyber security professionals. Okay, as I told you, and this is due to the technical advancement, has become a cryptocurrency in some states, in some countries. Cryptocurrency is an acceptable form of payment. Okay, until you pay them in form of bitcoins, and another thing is called ethereal coins, ethereums and on top. Okay, this is a type of currency, cryptocurrency. Okay, and this cryptocurrency, usage of cryptocurrency has penetrated into your healthcare industry also. And so once it has penetrated, obviously crypto related threats also will be coming there. Now, what are the crypto-related threats? Might be the miner. The crypto miners, they did not mine the data properly. They did not pay the proper bitcoins. Okay, so whatnot. All this particular stuff will come into picture. And crypto mining and crypto jacking are malware attacks. Okay, as we have discussed, they're all malware attacks. We have discussed what is a malware also, which they infiltrate into the network to mine sensitive data. Sensitive data and gender enti, what is the diseases, what could be his bank balance or insurance policy, all this particular stuff, they are all sensitive data which can easily be accessible. Okay, that is what it is. See, these are an examples and real world examples I'm showing it to you. Okay, where the researchers in pharma industry and computer science, computer vision industry, they both of them, they have created, this is a simulation attacks. Okay, intentional simulation attacks. See, some attack is called perturbation attack. You're trying to perturbate into that particular thing. Okay, now what exactly this perturbation attack is? The attacker, he modifies the query to get appropriate response. He modifies the query to get appropriate. And I want a response as one thing. So based upon the output which I want, I change the input, irrespective of the facts. Now say suppose, for example, in India, diabetic patients are less. I think output. So I want the output as India diabetic patients are less. So accordingly, I try to modify my data, which is not at all acceptable. It could be true or false, isn't it? Actually, data diabetic patients takkunda, but what if they are really more? Your whole research will be gone and your result analysis will be gone, isn't it? So that is the type of attacks. And integrity is lost in such, you lose the integrity, isn't it? What are you going to compromise is, you're going to compromise the integrity of the system. Okay, now what did they do is, they have added noise to X-ray image. Okay, and actually the X-ray image lung, they have taken chest X-ray and lungs, and actually the lungs were clear something, but what these researchers have done, they have added some noise and unwanted data, so that the actual X-ray, it showed that there is problem in the lungs. Okay, so that is what they have done. And poisoning attack, this is another attack. The researchers, they have done it, and as I told you, on simulation attacks, they are all. Okay, so here in poisoning attack, what will be the goal of the attacker? Machine model. Okay, so what will happen? He will try to contaminate the model or the algorithm, so that the predictions will be modified. Predictions get modified. Okay, now say suppose, for example, in a medical data set where the goal is to predict the dosage of anticoagulant drug. This is a drug, anticoagulant drug. So they have to predict the dosage. So what the researchers have done, they have introduced malicious samples at 8% poisoning rate. So once they have contaminated the data, and not physical thing as I told you, but these are all the attacks which will be done. And then what happened? The dosage change was 75% for half of the patients, which is really not acceptable. You imagine the same thing happens in the real world scenario, and the dosage levels have increased, and what will happen? Depending upon the patient's history, they might die, or they might suffer unnecessary pains and all, isn't it? So this is what it is. So keeping all this in mind, okay, there is one international standard termed as ISO 27799. Okay, ISO 27799. Because I, being an ISO coordinator, I just thought of telling you that for security, safety systems, audits, everything, you have ISO standards also. Okay, and 2008, now it is 2016. Okay, this is an international standard thing for health informatics, or rather information security management in health industry. This is a standard. As we have ISO 9001 2015 for education standard. Our Andhra University is ISO 9001 2015 certified. We call it, as if at all you see the logo. Now what is it? 9001 2000 is related to education field. In the same way, 27,799 is related to health field. Okay, so that is what it is. So this particular standard, it specifies a set of detailed controls for managing health information security and provides health information security best practice guidelines. There are, in fact, best practice guidelines also. So if at all you go to any of the five-star hotels or not hotels, hospitals and these things, you will be seeing an ISO certified thing. Okay? It means that they are maintaining all the security standards with respect to all these things. And they don't display the patient's name, they don't disclose the patient's thing, they don't disclose the whatever it is, all these particular protocols or things, etc. and all. Okay. So these are the things. So by implementing this ISO standard, healthcare organizations and other custodians of health information will be able to ensure a minimum requisite level of security that is appropriate to their organization's circumstances. As I've told you, if at all you buy a laptop, what are the minimum security things you have to do? Windows, anyway, with its operating system, inbuilt operating system, is giving a Windows Security Manager. Now, apart from that, what it would say if it is expired, you have to install an antivirus kit. You have to always update your patches. Isn't these are the minimum things which you need to do? Okay, so that is what the standards say, and every healthcare industry or any organization healthcare industry is supposed to follow these standards. Okay. Okay. Now, a few more high-tech cyber crimes. Hacker is hacking computers through mobiles, Wi-Fi, cars, trains, etc. And all. We have already discussed this. Okay. And another thing is hospital equipment. Apart from airplanes, trains, planes, etc., another thing which is to be added is hospital equipment. Nowadays, in many of the hospitals, we have sophisticated medical equipment like MRI scans, CT scans, 3D mammos, this, that, everything, isn't it? Just remember, any equipment or anything which uses Wi-Fi or internet or whatever it is, they are susceptible for hacking. అంటే అలానే ప్రతి సిస్టమ్ హ్యాక్ అయిపోతుందని చెప్పట్లేదు. డోంట్ గెట్ టెన్స్డ్, డోంట్ గెట్ టెరిఫైడ్, బట్ you see or you have to follow the standards and secure yourself. That's all. That is one main thing. Okay. See, a defibrillator, a Bluetooth enabled device which is used to give shocks to a patient's heart, can be manipulated to give random shocks or prevent a needed shock. You see, in movies also we'll be seeing they have that particular thing and they will press on the chest and the patient gets up for this particular electric shocks. That could be manipulated. That is what research has proved. అది ఎక్కువ షాక్ ఇచ్చినా తక్కువ షాక్ ఇచ్చినా the patient will die. So the purpose is not solved. This is what it is. Okay. And digitally stored medical records can be altered, isn't it? All records, they can be altered. అందుకే for every time they try to maintain security levels, admin, user, like that. Not every one of us can go and just directly change or view our records, isn't it? So they can be altered, causing misdiagnosis and patients getting wrong drugs. See, medical reports like CT scan reports can be accessed on a hospital network. Yes, this is true. All our CT scans or what MRIs, whatever it is, they can be accessed from hospital network. Okay, so have heart lung machines and then oxygen cylinders, passing of gas pipelines, oxygen through gas pipelines, all these things, they are easily accessible. Okay, and latest thing is biohacking. I don't know how many have read today's newspaper. The whole world is worried about Russia or other things using bioweapons, biowars. COVID is undoubtedly, or so few people, majority of the people agree that it is a biowar. Okay, who created it, how, what, that's a different story. But biowar, wherein we are not being attacked by guns or bombs or whatever it is, but we have been injected through some foreign virus into our body, wherein we have seen the implications and all, isn't it? So that is what. So biohacking, it's a fairly new concept to many of us, but not for the hackers and powered countries. Okay, powered countries. You should have ethics for this, first of all. That is what it is. So biohacking is that particular concept which involves people getting together to explore biology. There are many people, many scientists, many countries which are doing underground researches like this. And there is now with the invent of internet and these YouTubes and all, you even type how to make a bomb, you will be getting thousands and thousands of videos, isn't it? So now everything is open, and you need not worry about how to do and all. And this is something called DIY, and to do it yourself. Do it yourself. For some things it is good, like so how to build a say some art crafts, or how to assemble a small system. All these things are okay, but how to assemble, how to create a bomb, or how to create a small virus, all this particular stuff, it's all very dangerous, isn't it? And this is something called a DIY bio, and to do it myself, do it yourself biology. Okay, so and DNA manipulations. Okay, DNA security, DNA things are all which modify this particular biological processes and devices, isn't it? That is what it is. They take the natural DNA and they try to modify the DNA and they create a new thing. That is what it is happening nowadays. So all these things are vulnerable to cyber attacks. And coming to pharma field, as we have seen, many counterfeit pharmaceuticals are growing, and it's a profitable business for fraudsters. This is I have read that during COVID time, and I have included this. During COVID, this online medical medication and online consultation has grown very much, and it has increased. Okay, so in this particular due course, online there have been many online fake pharma websites. They have come, and they have given. If at all, say suppose for example, I want to buy paracetamol, I said Dolo. Okay, so even though it is Dolo or not, these people they have you pay that particular amount via thing, and they have transferred it. Who knows whether it is Dolo or whatever it is, isn't it? So it could be some Polo, something like that. So there are many counterfeit pharmaceutical things. And pharmacies increasingly available on the internet to purchase. Even banned products also have been. These are all illegal things, drugs. Okay, it has become a very big mafia for mafia, and it has become very difficult for the cyber police also to catch. Okay, and hardest hit company are those in pharmaceutical and biotech industry. Okay, and see, another important thing in pharma is pharmaceutical industry is rich in intellectual properties. You have your own patents, you have your own intellectual property rights, isn't it? And say suppose for example, and it's obvious, and there is no particular need to protect drug recipes and research. Now say suppose I create a new combination and I give a new drug, and it's my IP, but I keep it on the net. Obviously they can alter, change, or change a small composition, and then they can come out with any. All these things are there. Okay, and India's cyber security experts, they have told that 44% of respondents believe that pharma sector was a target of cyber criminals, apart from finance and education. Okay, apart from financial crimes and all the normal cyber crimes like morphing, fake profiles, cyber defacement and all, pharma industry, 44%, nearly half of the cyber crimes are being faced by a pharma sector. Okay, and today's challenge for pharma industry is understanding all its like threat vectors, and what are the different types of threats first of all are there for pharma industry, that is to be understood first. Okay, now once any pharma industry understands that, they can cope up with it. That is why nowadays all these company managements also, they are outsourcing, or they are giving their particular security to third party vendors like Tata, IBM security and all this particular stuff. Okay, that is what it is. So how do you safeguard? So is there any other means apart from what we have discussed to safeguard our emerging security threats? Is you have to use updated and sophisticated cyber security tools. As I told you, you use the latest software, antivirus softwares. You have to install anti-malware softwares and all this, but latest cyber security tools, and employ endpoint protection. Okay, this particular endpoint protection, it comes with maximum with your system when you buy with an operating system, or you can buy it as a third-party software also, where we have Norton, Semantic, Antivirus, this, that, etc. Many companies are there, and this particular endpoint protection protects entry point of devices. And at the starting point itself, it will put a lock to the virus. Okay, so that is what it is. And artificial intelligence, and use of artificial intelligence. Okay, because you can only protect your organization from known threats. And they say, suppose for example, what could be a known threats for pharma industry? Insider threats. And ఎవడో అక్కడ పనిచేసే వాళ్ళు ఎవరో వచ్చి, దే నో ది పాస్వర్డ్ or user admin or what, they enter into it, steal the data or whatever it is. And they are all known things. Like say known threats are sudden power goes off, I did not save the data, or some cyclone comes, all my system goes, something like that. They are all known threats. But unknown threats are also there. Unknown threats are hackers present in the network, and you don't know which particular guy is watching you, which particular guy has already penetrated into your network. So for such type of things, you have to use intrusion detection systems, like something like that, which are being given by many companies, again IBM, Tata, Cisco, whatnot. Many companies are there. Okay, see, because of this particular usage of AI, it is efficient in blocking advanced threats rather than standard antivirus tools. Okay, this is a bit technical, wherein you need to go to the next level of protection technology. అంటే మీరు ఇంటికి గేట్కి మెయిన్ గేట్ తాళం వేశారు, but that is not only sufficient. You have to protect your main door also with digilocks or whatever it is. So something like that you have to do. They're all phase-wise security levels. And system vulnerability checks keep on every week or every 3 days or 4 days. You have to scan your system. This we call it as vulnerability scans. For that also you have automated tools. For us also, see, whenever we have a antivirus software on our laptops, if at all any attack has been occurred, it will alert us, telling that, see, your system has been attacked this many times. Okay, if at all you really wanted to know, add extra protection, something like that, it will be giving. So something like that. So vulnerability scans should be there. You have many vulnerability scans. In fact, all this comes in one package also. Okay, and one software antivirus package. And network monitoring services. Okay, you have network monitoring system softwares, okay, which track the activities of a healthcare system. Network kada, in a particular hospital, all the systems have been connected to a particular network. So you need to monitor the network as well. So for that also they have software. So that is why it is told that you need to employ an IT guy, an ethical IT guy. And recommended network monitoring platforms are SolarWinds, Datadog. I mean, there are many other things are there, but you have hell a number of software things also. But you don't go for any free software. Buy a licensed product so that accountability will be there. Okay, and automatic protection for anomaly detection. Anomalies, any unwanted activities is happening, that is an anomaly. So in order to detect such anomalies, we have automatic protection. So all these things are there. And like there are cyber security tools which includes firewalls, and then which are there for intrusion detection systems, which block IP addresses. Unknown IP addresses will be blocked before entering into your network. So these are some means of protecting your systems. Okay. So in a nutshell, what exactly we try to see is be aware about the happenings in pharma industry related to IoT devices or whatever it is, and at the same time employ or install a very good security solutions. Okay, secure system solutions in related to pharma. Ante avanni at the end of the day nothing but installing an IDS or installing an antivirus system or anti-malware systems and all. Okay, that is what. So to conclude, as I told you, we are in a digital age, where this particular ICT is making the life easy. But we should not blindly trust the technology also. Okay, and it is not possible to eliminate cyber crime, but it is quite possible to check them. Trust me, you cannot stop cyber crimes. How well you defend your systems, you cannot stop. But what it is possible, you can check them, you can at least stop penetrating up to a certain extent only. So you have to be vigilant every time, depending upon the seriousness of your organization's data and all. Okay. So, what exactly the government or the people are trying to do is they're trying to create as much awareness as possible to the citizens, to the students, to the people who are involved into it about cyber crimes and how to protect yourself from cyber crimes and all. Okay, so this is what it is, and these are a few references which we can have. And thank you all for your time and virtual presence, and I'll be available on these emails if at all you have any doubts. And in fact, if any one of you, any research scholars are there, if at all you're really interested, nowadays the order of research is interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary research. Okay, with pharma and computer science, with pharma and electrical, with pharma and electronics. We people, we can build a team, an interdisciplinary research team or a multidisciplinary research team, and we can progress, which will be a win-win situation for both the person or the people and the university also. Okay, so this is the latest thing nowadays. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you all. So, anything which you want to discuss, or I'll stop here.
Now I request all the delegates to kindly, you can ask a few questions to ma'am. If anybody wants to speak up with ma'am, please. Thank you so much. Kindly close your system, please. I mean PPT. Lalita madam, am I audible?
Yeah. Tell me, madam.
Madam, can you please close your presentation?
Pardon? Yes.
Madam, మీ presentation ఇస్తారా?
Oh, yeah. Stop presenting. Yeah. Is it okay now? Oh, I did not stop my presentation, I think.
Thank you so much. You imbibed all of us in the subject.
Nothing like
Thank you so much. Dear ma'am, share your knowledge and own experience, expertise in systems. Like the great cyber challenges, you please.
Madam, you are not audible. Thank you all. Thank you.
Madam.
Yeah, madam. Yeah. Tell me, madam.
Audible right now?
Madam, am I audible?
Madam, am I audible?
Yeah.
Madam, you clearly depicted the changing scenarios from first generation fake currency to fifth generation embedded crimes. Explained the current scenario on security issues taken into consideration in today's session, madam. Talk comprising of Internet of Things, role of the IoT in healthcare industry, how IoT helps in daily monitoring processes and acquiring data by using machine learning algorithms. Benefits of Internet of Things with real life examples in medical research, applications of IoT in healthcare in case of emergencies, explained wearables like hearables, ingestible sensors, wearables, and healthcare chatting for reviewing the patient data, etc. Cybersecurity and challenges like malware and ransomware attacks we are facing in recent days. Cybersecurity threats and trends with clear examples. Emerging security threats in healthcare systems, data aggregation and challenges with real-time information, data overload and how it affects the quality of decision making, how we need to secure the data and privacy when we are using the cloud systems for following standards. Latest crimes like crypto mining and cryptojacking malwares due to technological advancements. Real world examples includes intentional simulation attacks like perturbation attack, poisoning attack, ISO 27799-2008 Health Informatics for Health Information Security with best health practice guidelines, given information on new concepts like biohacking, etc. Madam clearly explained the various applications of AI and different softwares used to protect from cybersecurity threats in pharmaceutical industries and healthcare systems. Madam, really we are very proud of you and we had a great informative session on this weekend. On behalf of all the registered participants, on behalf of myself, on behalf of whole college and university, I'm so glad to have you on this day. Thank you so much for your valuable
madam. Thank
time
you.
which you spared with us.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure always to share knowledge with young minds and aspiring minds. It's always my pleasure to share my knowledge. That's all. It is for our university and for the benefit of our students. Thank you very much, madam. And thank you all.
Yes. If you have any queries and
Can
all,
I leave?
we'll,
Yeah.
if we have any queries and all, we'll definitely, forward to your mail. Please help our delegates in clarifying their queries. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Definitely.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Can I leave? Yeah, I'll leave.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dear participants, you have reached
Madam, your voice not audible, ma'am.
Now I hand over the mic to the technical team.
Yes, ma'am. Dear delegates, we would like to request you to kindly fill the feedback form which we will be posting in the chat box. And we request all the participants to kindly submit the feedback by today evening 5 p.m. And later on the feedbacks will not be accepted. So kindly note all the participants. Please submit the feedback before 5 p.m. And the tentative schedule of the next webinar would be informed to you in the coming week. I request all the participants to kindly access the feedback link which is posted in the chat box. And all the registered and participated participants would receive their certificates within a week if you successfully submit the feedback form by today at 5 p.m. You will receive your certificates to your registered mail IDs within a week. So we request all the participants to kindly cooperate with us. Every participant who have registered and participated and submitted the feedback form by today at 5 p.m. will receive their participation certificate to their registered emails without any fail. And all the communications will be given through the WhatsApp. And I request all the participants to please continue in our WhatsApp group so that you can receive all the updates regarding the coming webinars. And if you have any queries, you can contact through the email given in the brochure or through the WhatsApp. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Sushma, research scholar, AU College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Andhra University, would like to take this opportunity to propose this vote of thanks. I now take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks of National Webinar on Industrial Approach, Pharmaceutical Analytical Techniques, IPAT 2021-2022, which is held and organized to honor the eminent teachers of our pharmacy world, Professor A. Annapurna Madam, Dr. M. Apparao Sir, Professor M. Narayan Reddy Sir, Sri A. Kondaya Sir, Dr. A. Sunita Ma'am, Dr. K. V. Ramana Rao Sir, the retired faculty of AU Corps, Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. Let me now first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's national webinar a truly knowledgeable success. First and foremost, I thank our President of IPAT webinar series, Professor Y. Rajan Prasad Sir, Principal AU College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, for his contribution and his continuous efforts in conducting the webinar. I thank our guest of honor, Professor V. Krishnamohan Sir, Registrar, Andhra University, for his valuable time in the morning time and guiding us with his valuable inputs for the vision and the support in inculcating the deal of knowledge through the unstinted encouragement and guidance. Thank you, sir. I wish to convey my special thanks to Professor T. Shobhasri Ma'am, Executive Council Member, Andhra University, for her presence with us in the inaugural. Thank you, ma'am. My heartfelt thanks to the eminent speaker, Professor D. Lalita Bhaskari Ma'am, Professor and Coordinator, IQAC, AUCE, Andhra University, for her knowledgeable and valuable inputs on the cyber securities and the various related topics regarding the pharmaceutical industry security systems. Thank you, ma'am. Your lecture had really been very valuable, edifying, informative, and it truly given a boost up of knowledge and a torchlight on the cyber security systems, which are a common threat to today's world. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I owe special gratitude to all the inspiring faculty members of AECOPS for their valuable contribution. Especially, we'd like to thank Dr. A. Krishnamanjari Pawar, Madam, convener, for her excellent efforts in conducting the series of webinars to fill the lacuna and for completing the successful 10 webinars of the series. Thank you, ma'am. I thank all the non-teaching staff who have worked hard to ensure that this webinar becomes a memorable success. Last but not the least, I wish to convey our heartfelt thanks to all our registered participants from various colleges, various institutes, research scholars, PG students, and UG students. Without your participation, this webinar would not have been such a successful one. Thank you all once again. And I express my special thanks to Professor K. Ramasudha Madam, Director, AU Computer Center, and all her team members for their wonderful support in organizing the webinar and all other virtual sessions conducted in the university. I thank the members of the print and electronic media for evincing interest in covering the event and all good hearts who worked behind the screen for this success. Last but not the least, I thank you, my friends, for your cooperation in making this webinar an enormous success. Once again, we thank you all. Wish you a happy day. Thank you. We request all the participants to kindly access the feedback link. If you access the if the participant have access the leave the class. I request all the participants to kindly access the feedback link. And kindly note, no separate email or feedback link will be sent to your mails.
Madam,
Yes, sir.
ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఇక గూగుల్ లింక్ లో సబ్మిట్ చేయాలా లేకపోతే ఈమెయిల్లో సబ్మిట్ చేయాలా?
లేదండి, ఇక్కడ మీకు ఇస్తున్న లింక్ ని జస్ట్ మీరు ఫిల్ చేసి సబ్మిట్ కొట్టే చాలు, మళ్ళీ మీరు మెయిల్ చేయనవసరం లేదు దాన్ని.
అంటే ఇక మెసేజ్ లో టైపింగ్ చేస్తే చాలు మేడం?
చాలు సార్.
అంటే మా పేరు ఈమెయిల్ నంబర్ కూడా పెట్టాలి మేడం?
ఎస్ అండి, అవునండి.
ఓకే మేడం.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. We request the participants who have completed their submission of feedback, you can leave the webinar. Thank you for your participation once again. All the participants would receive your participation certificate within a week to your registered mail IDs after the successful submission of your feedback. Thank you.
మేడం దీనిలో పెట్టేసా మేడం, అంటే నేమ్ రాసి ఈమెయిల్ కూడా రాసి పెట్టేసా మేడం.
ఓకే సార్, మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే మీరు కాల్ చేయొచ్చండి వాట్సాప్ నుంచి. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే మేడం.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
హలో చెప్పు.
Dear participants, we are ending the webinar now. If anyone is still waiting for the feedback, you can kindly access from the chat box.